Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Jeremy Hogan also posted his opinion on this. Today, we of course talk about the denial of the SEC motion to strike the fair notice defense, and I urge you guys to watch the Jeremy Hogan video. He does a great job on this. But we also see what the main issue in the case is teeing up to be, and look at how the SEC expert report does on that issue. So it is a huge week. There were a few questions down here from Crypto Serious. Two questions he's going to ask. In your opinion, do you think the SEC will appeal? Do you think that there is any merit to the U.S. government putting the brakes on the SEC in an effort to advance the U.S. position in digital currency? The SEC has done nothing but stifle cryptocurrency in the United States. And Jeremy Hogan responds, I think this is the kind of case that you would definitely see an appeal happen. So he is saying there could be an appeal. The SEC could disagree with the verdict and take it to a higher court. He's saying putting the brakes on is hard with the SEC. It's an independent agency, which means that the decision would have to come from a very high level, and by which I mean the board of JP Morgan, of course, making a little joke in there. XRP Diamond Hand down here saying, so this does kind of make me nervous. Jeremy Hogan, reading through the report, he does indicate that the price does move with what Ripple does in multiple places. If Judge Torres takes this into account, in short, are we effed? Does that make XRP a security? So he's talking about that point that the experts were talking about with regards to XRP price moving based on Ripple's actions. Jeremy Hogan responding here, the thing to remember is that Ripple has its own expert. And this is the thing with court cases, right? You have experts on either side giving their own arguments as to why something does happen or why something does not happen or could not happen, whatever the situation is. So Ripple has their own experts who will say the exact opposite just as strongly. If the judge can't figure out which is correct, Ripple wins. So that's also interesting to note. Also, Brian Monarch down here saying, does this change your prediction regarding the case ending in November? More likely sooner now, thanks as always. And Jeremy Hogan saying, not really, it just increases the chance a lot. So we've got a bit of an update here. I mean, with the crypto executive order being signed last week, and then we have this verdict, maybe March 13th. Again, today is a Sunday, so this could be maybe the end of a crypto era, I guess, so to speak. And maybe we should be looking forward to celebrating a new era to begin after this date. So, you know, just some things I've been putting together. Of course, we got more news, more great news, and fairly big news too. Digital Perspectives here saying, you know, don't sleep on this. I'm pretty sure we just solidified our role as the new money protocol for the Internet of Value. He retweeted out Monica Long's tweet. USDC and USDT are now live on the XRPL via GateHub. The two largest ERC20 stablecoins are available on the XRPL decentralized exchange for the first time. Opens up a world of possibilities with payments and more. And so XRP Crypto Wolf also tweeting this out. The GateHub blog post, new on GateHub, stablecoins, wrapped, and Web3 assets. So just giving us some more information about that. Similar to XRPL's issued currencies, the Ethereum blockchain supports the creation of secondary assets via smart contracts. These assets are based on Ethereum's ERC20 standard, which has seen massive adoption and massive growth over the past few years. And so they are happy to announce that now they support 4 new assets. You are now able to transfer the stablecoins USDT and USDC off and on GateHub 24/7, 365 days a year. Fiat-denominated transfers of value. WXRP gives you a taste of interoperability between Ethereum's swap-based DeFi and XRPL's order book-based decentralized exchange. Finally, Gala lets you jump straight into the gaming and NFT realm as well. So we have more updates, more development on the XRPL, of course. You know, I bring you updates every single day on this channel, but this is a big one. As Monica Long puts, this opens up a world of possibilities with payments and more. Perhaps the beginning of a new era in cryptocurrency. Martin Volk also bringing this to our attention with regards to NFTs. So again, more development on the XRPL. And all this information, all these new developments, may I add, have come out within about a week of one another, you know, starting from the executive order, the verdict on the fair notice defense. Now we're talking about more stablecoins issued on the XRPL, and of course, NFTs being the big buzz in 2021 and now into 2022. So Ripple reveals huge plans for for the $40 billion NFT market on the XRP ledger. And here's how it's going to go. Ripple is set to strengthen the non-fungible token support for the XRP ledger. The Ripple X team in charge of the development of the XRP ledger will soon propose a new NFT standard for its NFT DevNet. According to the team, the proposal will include an upcoming software release. The NFT DevNet, which was revealed back in January, is its beta development environment for NFTs. It allows developers and creators to iterate their NFT projects before they're released. With the upgrade, Ripple hopes to give developers and the XRP community the tools to fuel their innovativeness. And so here's a quote. The Ripple X team will propose its NFT standards to be included in an upcoming software release with hopes that the new NFT capabilities will continue to inspire groundbreaking projects. And again, guys, a tweet to that effect directly from Ripple. Again, all this information coming out kind of all at once. I feel like it is somewhat overwhelming, considering, there have been months and months where we've seen, okay, maybe another cross-border payment solution company jumping on RippleNet, and, maybe a few others trickling in. And over Christmas time, it was pretty slow. I mean, there wasn't too much going on. But now we're seeing some movement. Coincidentally, we are also getting some answers from the court. It feels like it is a coordinated effort to bolster up Ripple, eventually pump up XRP price, and in a way, it does kind of feel like the end of an era and time to celebrate. We got to remember from this riddle as well that it looks like everything is locked in. The king, very, very upset that Ripple has essentially won. So Bearable Guy almost kind of projecting his thoughts here. Ripple has already won. Brad Garlinghouse, the knight, going to the moon in the rocket ship, so the old system is going to collapse, and the guards that were guarding the old system, well, they have lost. So we're seeing more development, stable coins now on the XRPL, of course the NFT developments that we mentioned, and then there was this, guys, I saw this from Real XRP Boy. Now, this has to do with the IMF. They apparently have their own broadcast center here. It's funny, I went down here and I took a look at this link here, which I will link in the description of this video, and it looks like they have a whole huge setup here, IMF News, with all the officials here sitting around the table. Kristalina Gorgieva, I do not know who these two gentlemen are. And then we have this person here coming via video teleconference, and that is Gita Gopinath. So this was also just broadcast recently, and remember, this is coming from the IMF, connected to the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum obviously has a vested interest in collapsing the old system. They have ties with governments in Western countries, specifically Western countries, but many countries around the world, where they are trying to essentially crash the system. The old financial system has been in trouble for decades now, and so they needed an excuse. This is what they're doing. This is how they're doing it. I mean, the beer flu, perhaps part of that, perhaps the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Listen to the messaging, though, that's coming out of the IMF, okay? Gita Gopinath saying this.
Whether the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the sanctions that came as a consequence will, maybe at this time, trigger the deglobalization that we've been worrying about. I would say, firstly, that a lot depends on the duration of this war, and therefore, consequently, the severity of the sanctions and how long it lasts. But it is fair to say that the global system will change in important ways. It's quite clear that when it comes to the energy sector, you're already hearing about diversification away from Russia in terms of a source of supply of energy, move towards, push that this is the time to make the transition to renewables that has been talked about, and maybe this is the moment to seize. And so that you can see the change in the energy sector. You are seeing changes happening in terms of payment systems around the world. I think that these current events will accelerate some of the transitions, including changes we might see in terms of digital currencies, simple language coins. And again, when it comes to reserves, I think, again, events of this kind can have important implications for what reserves countries decide to hold. So it's too early to tell how all of this will play out. But I think it's fair to say that there are some important consequences for the global economy.
Yes. So they're already projecting, they're already telegraphing what is going to happen with the global economy based on what we are seeing. Now, I'll let you in on something. These are the bodies that control what is going on. So, this prediction, and I put prediction in quotes, is more like, well, we're telling you what we're going to do in the future based on the apparent random events that are occurring today, and we're going to look like oracles. We're going to look like wizards that can predict the future. And I mean, this was already kind of put in motion months ago, years ago now. The idea that a financial sector revamp, of course, that is obvious. She does mention that there is going to be an ushering in of central bank digital currencies, which of course is great for government, but terrible for the people. And she also talks about energy, gas, natural gas prices using fossil fuels, and the fact that we're going to have to move away from that and not have to be dependent on Russia for those resources. So some interesting insight here from the IMF, again connected with the World Economic Forum, telegraphing what they see as a new future perhaps, an ushering in of a new system, moving away from the old and into the new. Now, I also saw this, guys, another one from XRP Crypto Wolf. White House executive order on crypto is setting the stage for a massive rally, and I think that this is what you guys are most interested in. Bringing Bitcoin up here on the weekly, we can see Bitcoin is indeed poised for a breakout. We have seen this reaccumulation now over several months, actually over a year. This is basically the entirety of 2021. Where we saw Bitcoin just reaccumulate here. Be mindful, at the top of other bull runs, previous bull runs, in the past we saw a spike up, hard knockback, retrace to the 702 and a slide down. We saw it in 2017, so this one here was 2017. We also saw it in 2013. Back up to the 702, slide back down. This is a reaccumulation phase, so I think Bitcoin is poised for another run up, and altcoins, guys, they are going to rally with Bitcoin as well. Not to mention separately, XRP likely going to rally on so much more fundamental news, moving into this era of problem-solving utility for XRP, perhaps maybe even a decoupling from Bitcoin. Again, we are just getting started, and it looks like Bearable Guy dressing for the event. So, White House executive order on crypto is setting the stage for a massive rally. This coming from Bitwise CIO Matt Hougan. He's predicting a bullish forecast for crypto assets after the executive order. In a new interview with CNBC Crypto World, Hougan said that the executive order marks the beginning of a new bull market phase in crypto. And here's a quote: "The crypto market needs better and clearer regulation if it's going to go truly mainstream. What we got here was sort of a shotgun to start telling all regulators to push that forward in a way that protects investors but doesn't throw the baby out with the bathwater, that keeps the economic development here in the US. I think it's pretty close to the outcome we are all hoping for." Hougan believes that the order could facilitate a longer rally for digital assets as it addresses the lack of regulatory clarity that limits investments in the crypto space. So let's not forget, up until this point, and I'll bring up total 2, actually I'll just bring up the total crypto market, so total 1. Up until this point here, right, up until the executive order was signed, which is right in around here, and I'm not being terribly accurate, but you get my point, basically last week, all of this was occurring in an unregulated market. So now, if we're seeing regulations, now if we're seeing more developments with regards to NFTs, more stablecoins being issued on the XRPL, so on and so forth, but overall, just with regards to the broader crypto market, this is when we're going to see it go truly mainstream, as Hougan points out. This is what institutional investors have been hoping for. He says we haven't gone from 0 to 100 on regulatory clarity with this executive order, but what we have done is gone from 0 to 1. We've taken the first step to establish a true regulatory regime for crypto. If you believe in the underlying technology, if you believe it's as disruptive as all crypto investors do, you want to see the regulatory safeguards exist that allow that technology to express itself, that allows it to affect not just a little part of society, but all of what we do every day and how finance works and of how the web works. I do think this is a signal moment, and I do think it sets the stage for a bull market that could last at least through this year and potentially beyond. So again, guys, a reaccumulation phase. Again, this is the total entire crypto market, bringing it back to Bitcoin here, reaccumulation. And since we're setting the stage for that regulatory clarity, could it be that this is the beginning of a new era for cryptocurrency? I know this one's backwards, but I think you get the point here. March 13th. Today's a Sunday too. Nothing's really happening on Sunday, but March 13th perhaps signaling the end of an era. I also just wanted to bring this to your attention just kind of as a side note here with regards to Bearable Guy's predictions. GDLT and Ledger Citizen brought this up just last week. Again, let's not forget, Bearable Guy did post this on December 24th, 2021.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.